Okay. Hello, beautiful world. I'm Kirsten Peck. I am here at the mother station. I'm calling this Joy West Press. This is my publishing company. I've started this a few years ago when I moved to Puerto Rico, and I have been producing videos, kicking this up for years, and have reached the pinnacle ultimate point. I am at the top of the game. I'm so excited. Hello. So I am wearing my crown today. Good morning, everybody, because it is a fantastic day. We are in July. The weather is getting hot, which means I am the happiest girl in the entire universe because I love summer. It's my favorite season. I love the earth. I've been spending a lot more time getting in touch with my Mother Earth vibes. I go to the beach and I'm picking up these amazing pieces of coral that have just incredible patterns in them, but they're also that foundational piece of life because this was a living, growing being, alive, a piece of coral, a plant, alive, and it died and it turned into rock. It became something different. It transformed, which is what I love to work on and what I have been studying like my whole entire life. Okay. So this is a deep dive. I'm revealing all the secrets this morning, right here, right now, because this is my garden of paradise. And I've been able to come up with a way to teach people how they too can reach their garden of paradise. And it's a few simple questions to answer. It's being respectful to yourself, being honest with yourself, and having that soul searching conversation with yourself today, now that we're grown adults and we're crossing the milestone into summer, July, the season is shifting, all of these things are happening right now. Right now, it's the halfway mark. Okay, halftime. Okay, so I'm here in the morning doing research, trying to solve a problem that I have been working on, like I said, most all of my life. I have studied cultures and traveled around the world to visit the sites. I sit and observe, and they call it witness, when you just sit there and absorb it. And so that's what I tend to do. I go down to the beach, and like I said, I just sit there and absorb it. I was sitting out last night in the middle of the night, in the middle, underneath the most beautiful full moon moonlight, and just absorbing it, taking it in, because it gives me energy. And I know all of the things in the world that have happened the way they're supposed to, because the earth is a power force. The earth has the energy. The universe is moving around us. Awesome. What's my favorite country? Every country has its special gifts. So let me just say, I can't name one. I can't name one. So yes, I'm an American. I have lived in the United States. I've lived in New York City. I've lived in Florida. My daughter lives in Washington, D.C. My mom's out of Virginia. I've got cousins in California. Sure, I'm an American. On the other hand, I travel around the world to see how other people live. Because when you go somewhere different and you observe the culture and you observe how they cook and how they dance, and you go to the museums and you look at the artwork, you absorb it, and it makes you stronger. It makes you better focused on yourself when you go home to then appreciate and recognize everything that you have already. So this piece of gratitude. And as I'm going through the problem solving process, it's a process. It's a formula like math. I was a high school teacher. I know the process. So I'm going through the problem solving process, which means doing the research, and the terms are showing up. Trump voters regret. Donald Trump news today, political commentary, all of those things are swirling around in our world, in our consciousness. And we have to be able to settle ourselves to weather that storm, because the politics are flying around like it's a tornado, like it's a hurricane. So the state of play, I love that search term, because that, yes, I know it's a gaming thing, but it's also reality. You have to make a strategy. You have to make a play. It is a mindset that you need to understand how to focus it so that you can then pivot it to something better. And so this political betrayal that we are experiencing, everyone, I believe, in the United States is experiencing it. I think it's spreading even around the world, because in a betrayal, any betrayal, right? Someone promised you something. They told you things that you believed, and then they didn't follow through. They were lying. They were being deceitful. And as it turns out, yes, they're being so manipulative and so greedy. And now it's in plain sight as if they don't care. So back to the respect of ourselves and back to being honest with ourselves. Someone's saying, what is spreading? Well, a political betrayal of MAGA and Donald Trump and things that he promised in his campaign. And now the actions are coming through. And I'm not making this up. This isn't me making it up. I'm looking at the research and seeing the trend. So the trend here, I didn't vote for this. MAGA voters are coming out saying, wait a minute, I didn't vote for this. Okay, that to me shows we're coming to a tipping point. We're coming up to this betrayal becoming recognized and people realizing they were played. And back to the state of play, you were played. I'm sorry, I'm not pointing fingers at you at all. This is where I'm totally different. This is where I'm something totally different than what's on the internet. Because I started something called the MAGA Exit Countdown, because now it's 17 weeks until we're voting. The countdown has already started. It started Tuesday night. So I'm doing my reflection. I'm checking my notes. I'm looking at the performance for what I set out to do, because I'm a strategic player. I'm a hero champion. I'm a champion mindset queen, academic award winning. I'm wearing my crown. I'm wearing the crown. So to this, being able for me to stand up against some really crazy, wild forces that are going around the world. Yes. Awesome. Mike, thank you for saying yes. Subscribe, follow, share. Help me out here, because I'm starting something very different. Very different. It doesn't exist. I've done the research. It doesn't exist except me. I'm it. I'm it. I'm it. And so this is the teacher. This is the background. And this is me showing you how to do it. So Mike, awesome. Thank you, because I need to talk to people. Let's kick this up. Yippee. Okay. My cheat sheet of all the words. Political betrayal. He lied. Those campaign promises are not coming true. They're not. Identity beyond politics. Yeah. How many people have wrapped up themselves with this red hat and with this whole MAGA thing? And you quit being yourself. You quit being the fantastic father or the amazing mother that takes care of all the little details. You quit doing that because you got so focused on this celebrity thing. And while they called it a cult, it's not a cult anymore. Because when you do the research, the money that's involved with it, it's a gang. It's a gang. So you belong to a gang, which is, again, in this identity crisis, it's a political identity crisis. Yes, that's the next set of words that keeps popping up. Political identity crisis. Because what you voted for isn't what's happening. You're having this gap. You're having what do I do? So I have the course, Focus to Pivot. It's on the channel. It's here. It's the course. The course is there already because I've been filming them every day, doing it this way. The packaging is dropping every day this week because it's got to get packaged so that it looks great for YouTube. I'm playing YouTube against Google and Google against Yahoo and Yahoo against Bing and Bing against Chrome. I'm playing them all, state and play, because this is a big problem and I have the solution. Awesome, right? You follow in your footsteps. You become the people that you hang around. And so you're going to have to leave. It's gang. It's exit. That's why we have the MAGA Exit Countdown. It's already started. So here's the magic. I'm wearing my crown because it's giving me incredible strength. Incredible strength. Check that story out. I went to the Arctic Circle. Let me point to that somewhere. Here's more behind the scenes. Ready? Okay, take this off. It's kind of hot. It's kind of hot. Behind the scenes. I love art. I inherited a group, a collection of books. There's probably 40 of them. These are vintage 1964. This one I just pulled out. And the history, the story of mankind has always wanted to live together in peace. We have always wanted to have a safe and stable home. We always want food that's healthy. I don't want gunfire. I don't want shooting. That's part of safety. And those common bonds, those things, we have to get back to talking about. So the arts can do that. This is an amazing painting that represents this man's identity. And it speaks so much to his values and to his courage and to his purpose and honor. Yeah, that guy's not a liar. That guy's not a bully. That guy would never bully somebody. What's with that? Here's another one. The Dalai Lama. Yeah, this is our energy sourcing. I'm sourcing the Dalai Lama. I'm sourcing yoga. I'm sourcing the ancient philosophy and the ancient wisdom of things that have worked throughout centuries of time because they work. It's facts. They work. Here's another one, the Peace Corps. So President Kennedy back in 1960 pretty much set up how America was the leader in helping countries learn how to be democratic, learn how to make law, learn how to run elections. And that's what I'm doing. It's what I'm still doing. I'm still doing it for President Kennedy. I'm doing it for President Carter. I'm a huge President Carter fan. Yeah, so I got to put my hat back on. I got a moment here for President Carter. President Carter, Habitat for Humanity, because people deserve homes. Yeah, so presidential politics, it's your scorecard. I developed the MAGA compass because it's your choice. It's your decision. You decide. And this first episode was about following the money. So let's follow the money on the corruption. Did you see him getting into that plane? the big jumbo plane that his buddies over at the UAE gave him, or Qatar. I can't even keep up with who's giving him gifts. Is greed a value that you support? Because if you do, I want to explain. Please tell me how. Please tell me how. Please. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Because I want people to feel like they can express themselves. That's an important piece of this. I was talking about plants. Yes, I live in a garden. My garden is beautiful. It's outside in the daytime. And nurturing and taking care of plants is the same kind of thing we have to do here. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves and respect ourselves. And so, is there life after MAGA? Yes, there's going to be life after MAGA. And that's my question. What's that going to look like? What do you want? Because the search trends are coming, and I didn't vote for this, is on the rise. And so hero thinking and working with a teacher to relearn a couple of skills and to practice a couple things like you would with a athlete coach. If you want to play golf, you go to a pro and you get a few tips and you keep playing better. That's the state of play. That's this focus. That's this mindset. And political commentary needs a dose of me, because that stuff is just crazy yelling at each other. So the MAGA Exit Countdown is on. It's here. It started. I'm on it. This is it. And the behind the scenes, yeah, it's energy, it's mindset, it's state of play. And the Dalai Lama is telling you how to do it. Why not learn something from the Dalai Lama? It could make your life better. It's made my life better. And then that too, people get mad at me being all like, oh, you're so rich and fancy. No, I'm not. I was a high school teacher. I'm not rich and fancy. I'm a high school teacher. I just figured it out. And I'm trying to share it with people for $10 on Amazon. The book is on Amazon, $10. Go get it. I'm not trying to make a lot of money. Life coaches charge thousands of dollars. I'm doing it for free because I'm trying to save the planet, trying to save humanity. Yeah, that's a big, crazy thing to try to be doing, right? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. This was my field last night with the big giant moon. You hear my neighbors driving around on the road. I love it here. I found my best life. I made it happen. And you can make your best life happen too. So if it's about politics in the United States, yes, we have to talk Tuesday nights. The MAGA Exit Countdown. It's on. Game on. All right. Love you. Thanks. Bye. Subscribe. Follow. Okay. Bye. Bye.